Question 6 on your Christmas test is also complex numbers. Starting off nice and easy, you're going to be asked to write the solution to this in a plus ai. It's normally a plus bi, but there's a clue in the question here that if you simplify the following expression, these two numbers have to be the same. So something along the lines of 5 times 2 plus 3i plus I times 5 minus 10i. So just multiply it out. 10 plus 15i plus 5i minus 10i squared. What are you going to write at the end of the arrow? Plus 10. Exactly. So you're going to get 10 and the plus 10 at the end. You're going to get 15 plus 5 is 20i. So it simplifies to be 20 plus 20i, which you can see is in the form a plus ai. So don't get confused by maybe something different that you see in the question. We always get a question where given a complex number, we'll call it z. Let's take z to be 2 plus 2i. And you might be asked to write the conjugate of z, or you're just given that, you're given that equals, so you need to know it means the conjugate of z. And we just changed the sign of the complex part, so 2 minus 2i, so very little maths involved, just a little bit of knowledge. What if you're asked for z divided by its conjugate? What would we get? And we'd have to write it out first as 2 plus 2i over 2 minus 2i, and then we know that to get rid of division in complex numbers, we multiply by the conjugate of the bottom, so we're going to multiply top and bottom by 2 plus 2i over 2 plus 2i, or multiplying it by 1. That yellow is a horrific color. Switch to red. So let's change this so you can actually see it. 2 plus 2i over 2 plus 2i. So the top becomes 2 by 2. You can follow the pattern. 4, 2 by 2i is 4i. Again, 2 by 2i is 4i, and 2i by 2i is plus 4i squared. What are you going to write up top? Minus 4. And then on the bottom, we're going to get 2 by 2, which is 4. In the last video, we multiplied out the i's, but we know they're going to cancel minus 4i and plus 4i. So we're just going to have the 2 by the 2 and the minus 2i with the plus 2i, which is minus 4i squared, which is equal to plus 4. So the top, the 4 at the start and the 4 at the end will cancel. So we're just left with 8i. Over on the bottom, we're going to get 4 plus 4, which is 8, which is just equal to I. And if we write this in two parts, this is going to be 0 plus I, and both will be fine. And then you're going to be asked to plot these on a diagram. The diagram will be given to you. Let me just do a quick sketch here. Let's try and actually draw a straight line. Not a great effort. So 2 plus 2i, out 2, up 2. This is just rough work, really. Sketch. You guys will have a proper diagram. The conjugate 2 minus 2i, it just reflects through the x-axis, transforms. So this is the conjugate of z. And the division gave us 0 plus I, which is going to be on the y-axis. 0 plus I. This would, if we did it here, that would be 1 plus 0i, so not that one. And this is z over the conjugate of z. So all three plotted on the diagram. The last thing in this, you could be asked for the modulus of z. We know that's just Pythagoras. 2 plus 2i is here. If we see why it's Pythagoras, just a right angle triangle. Where we go out 2 and up 2. So the diagonal is the square root of 2 squared plus 2 squared, which is root 8. The calculator gives 2 root 2. So just give what the calculator gives as your answer to this part. And that's probably the easier complex numbers question that is on the test.